The Smithsonian Institution runs a program called Museums on Main Street. And the whole idea of this is that they wanted to circulate some of their collections and ideas broadly across the country, to rural places out in the Midwest, to far-flung areas that are not close to major urban centers where there's a lot of cultural, whatever, interaction. So one of the exhibitions that's currently traveling is called Waterways, and it's about the cultural impact of water on our country and ourselves, and not just the biological parts, but the artistic inspiration, the issues surrounding water, and obviously this was just perfect for us on the Eastern Shore. Of course, the issues are the ones that we're all wrestling with, kind of water quality, rising water, issues, farmers and the bay and the fishermen and the bay, the watermen that are dealing with this in so many different ways. It's a gorgeous, large-scale, beautifully designed exhibition that is too big to fit into the Oxford Museum. So it's going to be housed in St. Paul's Church on Morris Street, which is Jenny and Ted Stanley's beautifully restored church, which functions as sort of a community, somewhat of a community center. So the exhibit will be housed there, and then at the museum, we're doing special exhibits that support those themes. At the museum, we're doing special exhibits that support those themes. So this summer's exhibits, we're doing an exhibit on the history of the Oxford Bellevue Ferry, which we've never, believe it or not, has never really been done. And it's an amazing story that goes back to 1683, 20 years after the little Oxford was founded. They realized they needed a ferry to get people across the river. So there are records that date back that far and come up to date. And they're very proud that this is supposedly we believe, it's the oldest running privately owned ferry in America still. And then we're doing an exhibition that I helped develop when I was at the Maritime Museum in St. Michael's with David Harp, a spectacular photographer from Cambridge. David and Tom Horton work on all these projects together, produce films. Well, years ago we did a show called Rising Tide, and it was a photo exhibit on the areas on the Eastern Shore that are most in jeopardy. And they include Holland Island, Smith Island, and we're doing a show this summer borrowing those images and some of that story to show us what the future might look like for a lot more of the Eastern Shore and in the direction we're going. And this kind of natural erosion is happening for years and years. So we're partnering with the Oxford Community Center. Since our museum space is tiny, we don't have a place to do programs in the museum. So lectures, films, things like that will take place at the community center. We're partnering with the Coast Guard, with the Oxford Lab, with the Eastern Shore Land Conservancy, with the Talbot Library, with the Talbot Historical Society, and we're producing a whole range of programs. We have a calendar of programs coming out for the summer that will take place both here in Easton and also in Oxford, to explore these topics. Everything from reading, book groups, reading books about the sea, works about water. We're helping with the art programs, the plein air exhibit that comes every year in the wonderful plein air show, the Arts in Oxford show. We're going to be pushing some folks to paint scenes that reflect these themes of waterfront and what happens to our waterfront, the working waterfront, the recreational waterfront, the natural waterfront. So we're going everywhere from the arts to the Eastern Shore Land Conservancy guys talking about their work to predict what the future might look like for us. And I think it's, so we're looking forward to it. It's special shows will be terrific for us this summer, and they'll supplement and complement the Smithsonian exhibit, which comes for just a piece of the summer.